Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Chinese Zodiac. Today we're going to be exploring the first affinity triangle, which is made up of the rat, dragon, and the monkey. I'm going to start with what I've read, then I'm going to move on to what I know, and then I will go into more detail about how I use this information when pulling the cards and doing the readings. There are 4 affinity triangles, there are 6 conflict lines, and 6 soulmate connections. And in the future, we will be exploring all of this. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Okay, so the rat, the dragon, and the monkey belong to the first affinity triangle. That's the doers. The word affinity can be defined as a natural liking and understanding of something. And the triangles of the Chinese Zodiac are made up of 3 different personalities who are just that. They have an organic kinship or bond between one another. Each sign has 2 other signs that are the most compatible to them, and each triangle is made up of the 3 who share similar views and similar methods. The first affinity triangle is made up of the 3 masculine signs, or yan signs, or positive signs, and this is why I've represented these animals with the white positive cards respectively, because the rat, dragon, and monkey they go well together because they're all positive cards. They're basically all from that same masculine side of things, and they they are great. They are great where it comes to initiative and basically thinking in a more glass full kind of way. So the rat, dragon, and monkey they go together because they are all performance and progress orientated signs as well. So they are very good at handling matters with initiative, natural problem solvers. They will gladly clear the way without hesitation. These 3 signs are most content when they are doing something. Being idle irks them. They become restless and short-tempered. When unoccupied, they just don't know how to function. They are full of dynamic energy and ambition. This trio is the melting pot of ideas and will team up naturally and beautifully because they process a common way of doing things and will appreciate each other's way of thinking. They are hands-on and produce revolutionary ideas and are most likely to have great things happen, especially when all 3 are present together. That first sign, the rat, and the 5th sign, the dragon, have a productive relationship. They appreciate each other's minds, talents, and work ethic. They both have an equally positive mindset, though the rat is more easily offended and the dragon is quicker to temper. They do share a similar passionate energy. Both organized and industrious, the rat is well suited to managing the details and finding the problems with their in tune intuition, while the dragon will follow that list, dedicated to the task at hand, solving the problems that are presented to them. That 9th sign, the monkey, alongside the rat, will also produce a lot of synergy, which is basically a fancy way of saying they work extremely well together. They're very cooperative. And the monkey is a positive sign, just as that rat and dragon are. So when it comes to teamwork, the usual atmosphere is pleasant, it's upbeat, it's a nice place to be. Something the rat is far more comfortable with. The rat prefers to work in an environment where it's more upbeat and it's more fun. I think monkeys and dragons, they tend to, especially dragons, they tend to just get on with it. But rats like a pleasant place to work. The rat and the monkey, they will achieve great things because their strengths complement one another and they are both able to use constructive criticism and as an opportunity to improve, which is good because the dragon has a way of being brash, blunt, and critical when it comes to work and getting things done. They like things done kind of their way in a particular way. The dragon possesses an abundance of strength and is a visionary thinker, so the rat's resourcefulness and organization is a welcomed asset. And as they both possess the ability to support each other through tough times and challenges, they can work very well under pressure. All 3 have a similar mindset and are capable of finding creative solutions, which the others will naturally appreciate. The monkey, the more egotistical of the 3, will pride themselves of being a part of their team because of the work ethic, cooperation, and sheer will to succeed and not admit defeat until all avenues are exhausted. And even then, they will make a path if they can't find one. The monkey and the dragon are very in sync, and have a very similar outlook on life, and they very quickly recognize each other's talents. The monkey, an equally quick-minded and intelligent sign, will go hand in hand with that dragon to solve any problem that rat might dig up, and together the three will work together to make this happen. They'll make it happen. Monkeys also have a natural admiration for those with big ideas and passion, and there is no sign more passionate than the dragon person. The monkey is also a fan of ambition, and the rat is one of the more ambitious signs of the zodiac. All three are attracted to strength, and each possess a unique and individual strength. That isn't just great, but that's power. That's basically powerful on their own, and together, well, they would move mountains, forge civilizations, and burn empires to the ground. The monkey and the rat will quickly realize the benefits of this and will coordinate accordingly, whereas the dragon may need more convincing as the more independent and highly strung type. Although the monkey has a bigger ego, the dragon is a little bit more fickle with whom is on their team. Luckily, the rat and the monkey are very apt at showing their worth, and the dragon more than happy to be recruited by or recruit this duo. The monkey and the rat will support each other simply because they share the same passion for finishing the job and overcoming hurdles. In fact, they are far more successful together than they would be if they were apart. Equally, the dragon and the monkey will be far more beneficial together, admiring the dragon's clear-mindedness and fierce loyalty, and that allows the dragon to appreciate the monkey's mind for strategy and the gift of persuasion the monkey signs possess. The dragon is a very hard kind of sign to work with or for. They don't take being told what to do lightly, and they don't like sloppy craftsmanship or lazy attitudes. With their larger-than-life personality and fiery attitude, they can be very relentless and unforgiving when it comes to something that they are passionate about, often choosing work and completing tasks over going out or having days off. They are workaholics through and through. The monkey, however, works this to their advantage. Crafty, but often sincere, they will stroke the dragon's ego with great effect, and in response, the dragon will be keen to help and assist the monkey, and is more than happy to applaud the monkey and return the ego boost and acknowledge the monkey's many talents. Together, the monkey and the dragon will execute the most complicated strategies with great success, especially with their rat friend planning and organizing to back them up. These three are hands-on, they're self-starters, and they need very little motivation to progress solo. Together, they need no cheerleaders or head starts. They will dominate the competition and be very swift and tactful with it. These three, they're very positive signs. So defeat is something that they don't even consider. They rarely ever think about it. In fact, they will see the silver lining on the darkest of the days, and they will still be working out there in the storm with a joke and songs and stories to lift their spirits, where others hide inside worried about getting wet. That's fact. In fact, these signs are often looked down upon, the ones that hide away. The ones that run in from the rain and stop work, they will be frowned upon, looked down upon by our duo triangle. With the attitude that the rain never hurt anyone and you can only get wet once. They are the definition of the saying, you don't stop when you're tired, you stop when the job is done. And that's kind of like their mantra there. That's their philosophy. Each has the ability to take the lead, and often in any group of friends, you'll find either a rat, the dragon, or monkey in the center, looked up upon, respected, and followed by fearless fans and loving, adoring followers. Within that trio, the rat will happily follow the dragon, while the monkey will only seem to follow, as the monkey prefers to be the puppet master behind the scenes, which the dragon will happily accept, as the dragon understands the importance of recognizing the skills and wisdom of the monkey. Neither tend to admit it, but they are both seeking the approval of each other, and their unique partnership works for them, as each will validate one another accordingly. No other signs do that for each other, really. It's the monkey and the dragon that do that very well. There's not many signs that can do that for a dragon, and there's not many signs that can do that for a monkey. In fact, as far as I'm aware, the coupling between a dragon and monkey, it's unique because they understand each other. They're in sync. These three signs have little doubt when it comes to their abilities, their goals, or what they want, and they have no problem being outspoken and opinionated, and they will back each other up on almost everything every time. They will, if a rat and a dragon and a monkey were all friends and they were in the same circle, or in this case a triangle, and you were to come across them, they will back each other up ferociously. Ferociously. You will never be able to get between them. They'll be loyal to a fault. They will be very, very cliquey. They are also very eager to learn from one another and seek further education to perfect their talents. So to like hone their skills and improve their knowledge. These three kind of strive to get better. Unlike the second triangle, the thinkers, the ox, snake, and rooster, we'll cover them in a video in the future. Unlike them, the doers are not after perfection, rather just to improve and better themselves respectively. Perfect isn't practical, and you can be sure that if the job can't be done professionally or perfectly, it will be done by any means possible. Rough cut, bodged, stuck together with duct tape and cable ties. As long as it works, it's a job well done. They are unquestionable and a force to be reckoned with. As stuck in their ways as they are, they have no problem with asserting themselves and trying the untried, like the path that's less traveled, the places that people wouldn't go, or do the things that people would say can't be done. Consequences, they mean very little to these positive thinkers. They aren't overly emotional. They are what you would call more practical. And don't confuse their optimism and confidence with wisdom either. Not all rats, dragons, or monkeys talking the talk have actually walked the walk, though you can rest assured they'll give it a good go when challenged. That again is fact. Because all three are in pursuit of their goals and dreams, they will find happiness together because each will help the other to succeed where they can. Hardworking, with infinite willpower and determination, these signs are not happy unless they are doing. A doer with nothing to do is not a happy chappy by any means. These signs are also not a fan of words. They are all about the action. Rest assured, they are judging you and assessing what you they're assessing not only what you bring to the table, but also what you're taking from it. Something their opposites would probably ridicule them for, as the horse, which is the opposite of the rat, the dog opposite of the dragon, and the tiger opposite of the monkey. They're kind of the protective triangle. They're all for equality and fairness and things. They're a bit like communists. And they wouldn't agree with the methods and attitude of the more sort of dictating capitalist doers. They are the third triangle, so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, because we will be covering all four: the doers, the thinkers, the protectors, and the catalysts. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. But fancy words, sob stories, promises, they mean very little to the doers. When they want to see accomplishments. They want to see strength. They want to see a good track record for doing as you say. However, once you are accepted into their little clique, there is no other sign who will support you more. They are loyal to a fault and have integrity in regards to their principles. Once you are in, you are in. They won't abandon or neglect you lightly. You'd have to really mess up for them to let you down, or for them to drop you. You'd have to let them down a lot. You'd have to disappoint them in such a way that it's unforgivable. Because they've already tried and tested you to bring you in. You wouldn't be worthy of where you are if you weren't worth supporting. You passed their test and you got there. In short, basically, if you're looking for a team of people who recognise the importance of getting the job done, rarely back down, and will take on most challenges with not just confidence, but with a smile on their face, then you look no further than a rat, dragon, monkey trio. At least that's what Theodora has written and documented when it comes to the doers. However, over the years, I have also conducted my own social experiments and research when it comes to how accurate the description is of these people who make up this triangle. And in my experience, I feel the writings of Theodora doesn't really give justice to how relentless these signs are. Even more so when they are working together. They honestly, you couldn't put it in words. It's no, I'm not trying to criticize Theodora Lau. She's a fantastic author. I love her books. I've read them and I study them, and I like the way she sets them out and things. And I've got no qualms with her whatsoever. I just think that she can't put into writing exactly how ferocious these signs, the rat, dragon, and monkey, truly are. The rat person is someone who has a remarkable way with figuring out a potential problem before the problem even arises, and often they can be seen as a negative critic. You call them this, however, and they'll be easily offended and quick to defense. They will voice themselves very promptly and let their feelings be known. If a rat person tells you they've thought about it and already made a plan, they have probably already considered the pros and cons, and their concern is just and sensible rather than negative and critical. As to say, if they're bringing it up, they're not trying to judge you or put you down or, rain on your parade. It's more that they've actually come to you with a plan or a thought process, and they've evaluated it, they've assessed it, and they've got some serious qualms and questions because they've got a mind for that. That's how their mind works. It's how their mind is set. They will work well in most teams, even with horse people, their conflict sign, as they see the benefits of teamwork. Usually because they are very family orientated and doing what needs to be done at home from a young age. Happy to help and offer a hand or at least an input, but they can be skeptical when it comes to their own jobs and being offered help. They will often exhaust themselves working alone rather than recruit help, simply because they truly do love a challenge, and more than that, they love the feeling of accomplishment that comes with it. That's a high for a rat person. They are a firm believer of, if you want something done right, do it yourself, and will try again until successful. And never underestimate how far they'll go for those that they consider friends and family. In short, the rat will do whatever they can to do. They'll do whatever they can to whatever task you put towards them. They will try their best and do whatever they can to complete that. The dragon has little patience for people who can't help themselves, rarely offering help until they are asked for it, as they will be assessing you and ranking you accordingly. So they'll sit there and watch you. Sorry, they'll sit there and they'll watch you struggling. They'll watch you dropping stuff. They'll watch you, and they won't help you until you ask for help. Then they will oblige out of what can only be described as pity when you do seek their help. Or if you don't seek their help, they will just pity you and come along. Pity your duty. They'll come along and pick up the pieces or give you a hand. But they are assessing and judging you for this. Pity your duty, you can rely on them though. They will always help you, even if reluctantly. Dragons will make a point when getting things done. They will make a show of it, and they will encourage others to get involved, as they believe that if they can do it, there is no reason why everyone can't do it. So they will show you once, maybe twice, then you're on your own, and you will be scolded if you come asking for help a third time. However, no matter how disappointed you think a dragon is, they probably aren't at all. After all, they expect mere mortals to be handicapped, where they are more dragon demigods, able to achieve the unachievable. So of course you need their help, and they will show you time and time again, chance after chance, until you get it. But be aware, with every demonstration, with every explanation, with every time they've got to teach you and show you, that will come at a cost, as that dragon will lose more and more respect for you and consider you more and more helpless and a liability needing looking after, rather than an actual friend. Rather than a friend, they'll see you as somebody that they're babysitting. Friends and those that are close to a dragon are often elevated there because of the dragon's strict screening process and the respect earned for what that person has achieved and what they bring to the table. The dragon will look after those people with all they possess, and no one is more protective of their circle than a dragon. Anyone outside that circle is either an enemy in need of vanquishing or someone in need of their help in babysitting. Unfortunately, you seldom tell the difference, as dragons have a great way of making it look like they treat everyone equal, but that is not the case. They'll burn the village down with you in it and fly away with their favourite people on their back, and you'll not even realise your position until you're surrounded by the ashes. When it comes to doing, that dragon will do all they can for the good of all. There is no doubt there, but they'll only do something that they want to do, and for the good of all is usually just those in the group or on their team. Everyone else, well, they get left behind in the flames. Dragon people will pretty much do whatever they want to do, regardless. Monkey people are masters at observation and have learnt from a young age that watching and learning is an asset, and a tool is only as good as the skill of the person holding it. Very intelligent and great at rallying a crowd, as they often perform and talk with confidence. Though I have come to realize that a monkey's charisma is used more for getting what the monkey wants and not a standard practice. In fact, monkeys can and will do pretty much anything they need in order to achieve their own goals and dreams. They've got many masks, many costumes, they play many roles, they'll say many fancy words. They're more selfish than the dragon and the rat, and they will manipulate and use people to their advantage to get what they need to get. If they need to get something done, they will use people. They will manipulate the situation. They will. Rats are also pretty manipulative, but usually only in a last resort kind of way, and usually with little collateral damage and with a conscience. As dragons don't need to really manipulate others, they have a natural way of persuasion. Dragons don't really know what manipulation is. They don't really see it as so no matter how the task or challenge is presented, whether it's done manipulatively or genuinely or sincerely, they'll just see it as something to solve, regardless of if it's manipulation or if it's a sincere request for help. They'll just see it as a problem to be solved. So they don't really see manipulation for what manipulation is. They've got very thick skin in that sense. They kind of shrug it off, and they will often shrug off other people's concerns about them being used or being taken advantage of. So the monkey is in their element when it comes to getting the dragon to do as they wish. And as for the rat, the monkey knows better than to even try to manipulate a rat, because a rat would feel it in their gut before it's even executed. So together, the trio go quite well in that sense, because they can't really out-manipulate or kind of undermine each other. Out of all three, the monkey is definitely more vain, proud, and egotistical, and is likely to sink the entire ship if they can't be captain, or if the captain isn't worthy of the position. The captain has to have earned that position. They are fueled by the need to succeed, and everyone is a pawn. And if someone doesn't bring value or worth to the table, that monkey can turn spiteful and tricksy within a blink of your eye, and has an unbelievable persistence when holding a grudge. In fact, when it comes to being captain of the ship, that monkey is the captain. And the first mate doing most of the work and organization is probably the dragon, while you've got the person working down in the sort of under the decks is the rat, actually managing and being a part of the crew. So the monkey is the one that is definitely pulling the strings 9 out of 10 of the time. It's their relentless attitude that makes them such great workers. It's that that gives them that sort of that oomph. And indeed good leaders, as long as they're getting what they want, which they will. And if they can't do it by conventional methods, the monkey person is no stranger to sort of unorthodox or unusual ways to get things done. They will literally do anything they need to do to achieve their goals. These three people types have resilience, determination, and willpower unlike any other signs. They will do what they can, and what they need to do, despite consequences or skeptics. They don't back down, they don't give up, and they have more chance of succeeding and achieving their goals than anyone else. Putting the three together, I have observed how quickly they find their place in the trio hierarchy, and how well they work as a team. The process and planning is inspiring, and their methods, cooperation, and speed to action is admirable. If you want anything done, one or all of these signs are exactly what you need. No one can do better than a doer. I think Theodora Lau has got the overall characters very well described, but the intensity of these three alone altogether isn't for everyone, and you really need to be prepared for how much they truly do strive on doing and get what needs to be done done. The way I read the cards differ from sign to sign depending on compatibility. And that's why when you get a card of a sign that is from your triangle, it is a little more significant. Of course, there is the order the cards are pulled and if they are black or white to also consider. But the rat card, it represents family, loved ones, being a part of a team. I kind of read it as it signifying that there is work to do, but it's more of at home with the family, kids. It's that kind of chore, getting things done kind of work. It's getting stuff done around the house, the daily little things you got to do. But it also represents money as well and finances, and in some cases it's usually about putting some away for a rainy day or saving as much as possible. If it's white, then most signs are in for a busy but enjoyable time, and there is little to no challenges for you, and if there are, they will be easily overcome. The only exception really would be the horse as the direct conflict, or the ox as a soulmate connection, but we're going to cover those in future videos, so hit that subscribe button. It may also be a sign that money is coming, or that there is, a good opportunity to invest or to carefully delegate your funds into a particular thing or task. It almost always means that attention to detail and planning is needed somewhere. If it happens to be pulled for a dragon or a monkey, more so as kind of the middle card, it can usually mean that they have got extra work or things to do, as that rat is their ally pointing out things they might have missed, and it's there to assist them, push them in the right direction. It's almost a reassurance that they are on the right path. Just make sure that nothing's neglected and that everything's being ticked off the list. Whatever the case, the dragon and the monkey will always have a good outcome if the rat is in their reading. If it is pulled for a rat person, that's a really good omen, because rats go together really well, and it means that you're exactly where you should be, and it's telling them to stick with what you know. If it's black, for most signs it could mean problems in the family or in a team-based setting. Conflict and miscommunication could arise, potentially over money and finances, or in the family setting it would indicate someone has offended someone, or you yourself are offended, depending on your sign, and it could be a warning to watch your temper. So not just is that kind of a dominant rat thing, depending on your sign as well, it could also mean that you are offended in a kind of ratty way. It's basically a warning to watch your temper and watch your actions carefully. It could also mean that money problems are on your mind, or that there are financial issues occupying your present and hindering your progress. It can mean that there has been a lack of planning, and maybe you need to rethink and reassess things. It represents challenges, hurdles, blockages that need to be addressed. It's a sign that more work needs to be done in order to progress. It's a sign that is telling you to be more thrifty, save your pennies, don't spend. For a dragon and a monkey, the black rat is a sign that they are in need of better planning, maybe more cooperation with those around them. The black rat isn't a bad card for them, but more a subtle reminder that without the sails, the boat doesn't move. So, attention to detail. Rat people will be reminded to think of all they've overcome and in pursuit of their goals, remember where they are because of all that they've achieved. It's also telling them that maybe that I don't want to offend them, but it could be that they are the problem and that they need to reflect and meditate a little on their own actions. The dragon card represents work life, duty, justice, and achieving goals and dreams. It's also a karmic card with its own meanings for each sign, which we will go over in another video. The dragon is power, strength, endurance, and vision. It represents loyalty and respect, as well as support and protection. The dragon card is all about practicality and clearing the mind. If it's white, it could mean that you're elevating your own position, or your position is elevating. It's looking positive for you. What you're waiting for is about to happen. It can mean that those around you are supportive of your ideas, or they're supportive of what you're doing, and that you are able to see clearly and progress unhindered. It's a power card, so it means you are in a position of fortune and your intentions are pure. Depending on your sign, as the dog, which is the dragon's conflict, and the rooster, the dragon's soulmate connection, that's going to be different, or it can be different. But it can mean for the other signs that someone is dependent on them, on you, or reliant on you, and in need of your assistance or support, which will work well for you to oblige for the greater good. And in some circumstances, it can mean a conflict has arisen and justice has been served in your favor. And that if you are in any battles at this time, chances are you'll be triumphant. If a rat or a monkey get this card, it's more of a validation card and encouragement for them. It's motivation and perspective, and can sometimes have a romantic element due to the high compatibility that they have. If a dragon gets this card, it's a sign to keep their cool, be fair, be just, and be logical. It's a card for reminding them of their duty and commitments and not to lose sight of their goals. If it's a black dragon, this could be very sensitive time for most signs. It could mean conflict, arguments, fights, just overall disputes all round. There could be a lack of motivation and there could be a lack of support, maybe especially more so within the workplace or in the kind of, around colleagues rather than friends and family. It could mean that someone has been disloyal or that a bridge needs to be burnt, and it could mean that you've strayed from your path. The black dragon is also a clear indicator that your temper is getting the better of you, and someone could be harnessing all your energy and your sort of you're being exhausted because of these people around you, not because you're overworked, but because you're wasting energy on other people. It's a take a rest card. You're burning out. It's a card that is showing a lack of interest and confidence in something, and it could be time to seek support or confide in someone you trust. It's a card that may mean you're on your last nerve, or you could be close to exploding and just losing it, depending on the sign that you are. For the rat and the monkey, this is a card that is brash and blunt to the matter at hand, and basically saying pull your finger out. There's work to do, and you aren't going to feel yourself or feel good about yourself until it's done. There could also be romantic and relationship problems or concerns that go with this for them as well. And for a dragon, this is a warning, a clear sign that they're not feeling cooperative, they're short-tempered at the moment, and that they should definitely try to re-energize themselves. Weirdly, for dragon people, that means getting up and actually doing stuff. For a dragon, they want to be out there getting stuff done and remembering who they are. That's how they do it. Dragon recharges by doing more stuff, and a lot of people can't understand this. So when a dragon says that they're too tired to do something, and then you see a dragon, or they're exhausted or they're fed up, then they see that dragon doing something else. They're like, well, I thought you said you were too tired for this. It's a different thing for dragon people. They're unique. Out of all the Chinese Zodiac, the dragon is the only one that is a mythical creature, or for some, if you prefer, an extinct creature, depending on the way you view the world. But the dragon isn't here. It's a fantasy. It's a make-believe creature. So for them, their whole dynamic is different to all the other 11 different signs. But we're going to do more about this when we cover that in future videos. But dragons, they recharge by doing more. It's hard for dragon people to believe in themselves. So this card can also be a sign that they need support and help. Not that they'll go looking for it, of course. The monkey card, that represents self-care and self-work. It's a card that symbolizes selfishness. And don't take that the wrong way. Don't see it as a negative. Selfishness is self-care. And it's taking time for you. It's working on what you need for yourself. The rat is family. The dragon is more kind of career. And the monkey is you. The monkey is working on yourself. If it's white, for most signs, except that maybe the tiger, who is the conflict, and the snake, who is on the soulmate connecting line with that monkey. For other signs, it will be a good indicator that they're doing the right thing and that their actions will be recognized in a positive way. You're in a good place and a good headspace, and you're able to figure out things because you're seeing things clearly. You can see the things you need to do, and you can get them done. It's time for you, to have that confidence. You trust yourself. You can go in pursuit of your own happiness, and even if it means doing so egotistically, it's not a bad thing. This is a sign that you deserve to be pampered, be relaxed, be content, do you. It's like you're gonna have to trust in yourself here and believe that you're deserving of it. And sometimes achieving that means by any means possible, even if it means using wit and charm to achieve it. If a rat or a dragon get this card, it's highly compatible and positive. It's a sign that their goals are in reach and they are in a place where they are, they're likely to succeed effortlessly. It can also have a romantic element to it and indicate a good time to pursue relationships. For monkeys, it's a card of validation and pure selfishness. It's a card that is showing them at the top of the tree, looking down at everyone else. It would be the time for monkey people to step up and be themselves more now than ever, because everyone needs a monkey. Even if they don't want one, they'll have one, and this is the time for that monkey to assert themselves. If the card is black, it can mean poor health, especially mental health. It means confusion, roadblocks that seem impossible to overcome. For most signs, it will be a warning that you need to do something quickly or suffer the consequences. It will be noticeable, it will be plain to see, and you'll be judged and criticized for it. It's a time where you feel like giving up and you feel drained, and people around you will seem less than helpful, like they're getting in the way. It could also be a sign that someone is manipulating you and that you are being played. Monkeys love their games, and perhaps you're in the middle of one without even knowing it. It's a card telling you to watch your back and be vigilant. Not everyone has your best intentions at heart. For the rat and the dragon, this card is almost telling them basically to stop and reevaluate. It's not a good card for relationships for them, and it's a premonition of something drastic needing to be done or something needs immediate attention. And for a monkey person, it's a clear sign of watching that ego and treading carefully, because if you slip, you'll fall out that tree, and getting back up isn't going to be so simple. This, of course, is like a rough breakdown of the cards and readings, as every reading is different. Every card means something else to each sign, and therefore it varies, and the readings will often be different regardless of the cards being the same for any given sign at any given reading. It's unique because instead of cold reading or the cards having definitive meanings, it changes sign to sign, and there are 12 different signs who all differ from one another, as well as having different compatibilities with each other, with countless combinations and ways the cards can be drawn. And then reading the cards based on the sign and the compatibilities, it's always going to be different. A rooster card will always be different for a rabbit, as it would be different for an ox. No reading will really be the same. Of course, these cards are new for me, and I've only been using them for a couple of months, so I'm just making it up with the help of my knowledge of the Zodiac and my own clairvoyance. So it amazes me that so many people have been resonating with it and resonating with the readings, and I'm grateful for all that support and subscribers that I've gotten so far. As I've said before in videos, I've been studying the Zodiac alongside psychology for years. My main interest is in conflict resolution and understanding people's triggers, especially my own. But I've been reading runes and cards for a lot longer than that. And it's only now that I've merged the two and begun doing this. So I really do truly appreciate all you subscribers, the shares, the likes, and all the comments. As I say, there are 4 triangles: the doers, which are the rat, dragon, and monkey; the thinkers, ox, snake, and rooster; the protectors, though I do call them the action or the talker triangle: tiger, horse, and dog; and the catalyst triangle, sometimes referred to as the creative triangle: the rabbit, sheep, and boar. I'm going to cover the triangles in future videos, but I'm also going to be covering individual signs, conflict lines, soulmate connections, and the karmic signs. I will also be covering the connections with the elements, the hour of birth, the Western signs, and the seasons with the Chinese Zodiac, as well as some history, lore, variations of the Zodiac, all of that stuff. So hit that subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow when we do another reading for the rat and the ox people. Thanks for watching, guys. Love and peace.